Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Now today is the day that we are finally going to be finishing and starting the Passat again for the first time. Now, Passat might look a little bit different to y'all because I fully put everything back together. All the hard lines are on, the fuel filter, the injectors are in, valve covers on, fuel rail, it's all back on. Now, I am going to be replacing the valve cover. I just have it on so that I can code in the injectors, which we're going to be doing right now, and also priming the fuel system. I'm not going to be trying to start it yet because there's no oil in the engine. I did actually just put, let me find it, in my little bin of chemicals, this stuff. Hot Shots Secrets. It's an engine restorative nano lubricant. It's pretty much an oil additive for diesels. It's supposed to help with cleaning the engine, helps with the turbo, keeping the O-rings all it just helps with the engine. I don't know. I saw it when I went and I picked up, hold on, when I picked up this stuff. Let me see if I can get it in shade because the sun is out and the glare is horrible. But Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme Octane Booster. Now, pretty much the reason I'm pretty sure that my CP4 pump blew up was because I had no clue that I was supposed to be adding fuel additive to it every time I filled it up, because the diesel in America is shitty and the CP4 pump is known for blowing up when it's not properly lubed. I don't know why I can't fucking speak today, but I put the correct amount in. And I have about 10 gallons of diesel in. I need to go get 2 more because the amount that I put in is for 20 gallons and I wanted to have a full tank when I first try to start it. Just for like safety reasons, I guess. But I've been having to go back and forth to the gas station because I only have one 5-gallon diesel jug. I just got this from Harbor Freight. So now I have a diesel and a gas can. I need to get a mixed can because we're going to start playing with some small engines pretty soon and we're going to be needing some mixed fuel. But I'm not talking about that right now. We're talking about how we're about to start this bitch in today's video. So I'm going to code these injectors in real quick. I have Geo's scanner. I'm going to show you how you do that, and then we're going to try and prime the fuel system. These are just very loosely on. I don't know exactly. They don't feel like they want to go in anymore, so we're gonna see what happens. I might wait to prime the fuel system until it's ready to start, until I have the injector bolts and because yeah, the injectors aren't bolted in at all. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you. I'm so stupid. I ended up getting the injector bolt out that I snapped. I bought some better drill bits because last video, I'm pretty sure I left it off where I broke the injector bolt off into the engine and I was all pissed off. And I wasn't able to get the bolt out because I wasn't drilling a hole. I bought like the cheapest Harbor Freight screw extractor set and it came with a really shitty drill bit. So I went out and I bought like the best Milwaukee drill bits you can get. These are the carbon or cobalt drill bits. They were on sale actually. They're like 30 bucks. Super cool. And it came right out. I drilled a nice hole, smacked the extractor in, and it came right out. So yeah, that's out. Everything's back together. I'm gonna code these injectors real quick, and then we're gonna go from there because I'm just yapping a whole bunch. So we're in the Passat and it is like 7 billion degrees in here. Very nostalgic sitting in this seat, but I have the scanner. I'm gonna plug this in so that we can do the injectors. It is so fucking hot. I can barely breathe, it's so hot in here. So yeah, let me plug this in real quick. Alright, we're gonna Alright, the fuel's doing something. Let's make sure it's not leaking nowhere, because all these lines are going to be filling up. I just want to make sure it's not. Oh, it is leaking. It's leaking diesel out of this one, so make note of that. And everything else doesn't seem to be leaking. Stuff might start leaking once I actually start the car, but I'm guessing this one's leaking because there's a hole in the line, because this was absolutely so freaking insanely hard to get off. So I might need to get a new line to put on here, which isn't that big of a deal. But besides that, we're looking good. All right, I'm gonna sit inside in the AC and do this. We're gonna go to diagnostics. We're gonna go to, where is it? Where's Volkswagen? Volkswagen, where are you? Volkswagen. It's taking forever. Manual selection. 2014. Yes. Alright, hot functions. Injectors. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Alright, so it is a 4-cylinder. Alright, so as you can see, these are the codes for all the injectors. We are going to do set all cylinders. And then we're just going to type in what all the cylinders are, so I'm going to do that real quick. Alright, so I have all of the codes in. We're going to hit OK. Hopefully it can connect with me being this far away. I just don't want to sit outside. It's like 100 degrees outside. Okie dokie. I might need to go outside for this part. So let's go outside. Request out of range. Yeah, we have to go outside. Alright, so I got all of them in. The reason I was saying out of range wasn't because I was too far away. I was too far away anyways, but it was saying that the codes weren't right. One of them I was putting a 0 instead of an O, and one I was putting a 7 instead of a Z. So I got them all in. This scanner doesn't actually have the function where it can just run the fuel pump, so I'm just going to have to keep doing this where I turn it off and then turn it back on again to build up pressure. And the air should work itself out because there's a return to the tank and then there's a breather in the tank. So if I just keep doing this, it should build up all the pressure it needs to. But we do need to fix this leak up here because it is leaking really freaking bad. As you can see, yeah, I think there's a couple holes in the line, so I might need to cut the line and then pull it up more and put it back on. So I'm gonna do that real quick because it is leaking diesel fucking everywhere. All right, so I cut the leaking portion out and I put it back on. I just primed it like 6 times and it's not leaking anywhere. So that's really good. As soon as I get some oil for this thing and some injector bolts, I think we're ready to try and first start it. Also need an oil filter because there's no oil filter in there right now. But praying to God that it just starts up and it's perfectly fine. I hope all the timing stuff is good. I hope it's not leaking. But yeah, so I'm gonna throw you guys back on once I have the oil and the injector bolts and maybe a valve cover. All right, so hopefully today is the day that we start the Passats for the first time in 2 freaking months. Now, I got the oil and the filter. Now, I ended up going with some Castrol Edge only because I'm too fucking poor for Liqui Moly right now, which is like the goated oil that you use for all your German applications. But Volkswagen actually, you see on the cap, they recommend that you use Castrol. Now I got full synthetic 5W30 because that's what it's saying that you should use. I got the protection for 20,000 miles instead of the high mileage stuff because it's just a little bit of additive in the bottle, and I already put my own additives in the engine, so we don't need the high mileage crap. It's actually more expensive, I think, for the high mileage stuff. This does say for gasoline engines, but I'm pretty sure all oils say that, and you can still use them in diesels. And then I got an STB extended life filter. I've heard good things about these, so I'm gonna get all this in, and then we're gonna see if we can try and start this. Now, I still don't have the injector bolts. I ordered them. I'm going to be going and getting them from FCP Euro tomorrow morning. I have one that I'm going to put in, one of the old ones, and then I'm going to see if I can get a bolt that'll fit and hold this down so that I can start it. And then, yeah, cause I really want to see if this thing will freaking start because it's been so long. I want to drive my car again. And yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping, get to work, and throw you guys back on when I'm done. All right, so it is all filled up with oil. I got the oil filter back on. I got the one injector bolt in. This one's not in, but I got these lines on. I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen if I start this without this bolt in, so we're gonna see. Hopefully it doesn't break anything, but Bella's really excited, so I'm gonna have her record me try and start it, and I am very nervous. All right, let's see, 2 months.
Where do you want me to position myself?
There's fine. She's dead. Alright, so I definitely need to get the injector bolt because it's just shooting fucking fuel and oil everywhere, and it popped this injector completely out. So tomorrow morning we will be starting Psy. It seems like it most likely will start, and yeah, fingers crossed. Alright, so I just got to FCP Euro. I picked up the parts that I needed, the 2 new injector bolts, and there's always cool ass cars here in the parking lot. That's why I like coming here instead of waiting and picking the stuff up. But waiting and getting the stuff in the mail. But there's a Nissan Stagea right here. If you go on my Instagram and look at my Instagram, I'm gonna post a picture of it. This thing is cool as hell. If I were to import any car, it would be a Nissan Stagea. There's an S4, which is another one of my dream cars. And then there's a cool ass Porsche rally car right over there. So if you're in the tri-state area and you need any European car parts, go to FCP Euro, because 9 times out of 10, there's a cool ass car in the parking lot. Also, I got coffee from Dunkin' and they fucked it up and I'm so upset. I asked for a cookie dough swirl, or a cookie dough latte, and they gave me a fucking iced chip latte, and it tastes literally like Colgate toothpaste in fucking coffee. It's disgusting. I'm so upset about that. But if I don't want to leak my address, but I got an hour and 41-minute drive back home. Pretty much it's probably gonna take like 2 hours with traffic. And then hopefully I can get these injector bolts in and the car will start up. I'm crossing my fingers. All right, you guys, we are back at the house with the new injector bolts from FCP Euro. I'm gonna throw these in real quick. I'm gonna take the old one out and fix this whole situation. And hopefully, I swear to God, if the car does not start after this, I am thinking about lighting it on fire and claiming insurance and committing insurance fraud. Not actually, but I'm gonna be very pissed off if it doesn't start after this, because 2 months, like $5 grand-ish put into this to try and get it to just run again. Nothing special, just run again. And yeah, so let me stop yapping, get these bolts in, and then we're gonna see if this bitch will start. All right, so we've ran into some issues. Now, as you can see, these are the 2 new bolts. I just tried to put this one in. This is the old bolt, not the snapped one, the one that worked. And as you can see, it's a lot shorter and it just does not fit. So we're gonna be using the old bolt, and I'm going to be cutting one of the new bolts because it's the exact same bolt. The threads are just a little bit longer, but I'm gonna have to cut it like perfectly so that it'll actually thread in. I'm gonna see what I can do though. All right, so I didn't plug this back in. I put the old injector screw or bolt in here, and the new one that I cut here. The only problem is the threads on the screw kind of stripped itself because it can just spin, but it's not coming out, so the injector is still pretty loose. I'm gonna see if it's gonna start. I need to jump it again. I'm just gonna see if it'll start, and then we're gonna see if we can take this one and cut it differently, because I don't know why the threads stripped themselves. I think it was because however I cut it, the thread pattern didn't match up with the thread pattern in the engine. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna let it charge up, and then we're gonna see if we can start this bitch. All right, so it's gonna be attempt number 1. Take 2. See if we can do this. Alright, you guys, so I'm fucking convinced at this point that there's some sort of demon, evil spirit, something going on with this car. This car has a fucking vendetta against me. I don't know what it is, but a lot has happened since I last recorded. So first off, as you guys know, the bolt was too long. I cut it. When I put it in, I'm guessing the threads didn't line up correctly, and it just completely stripped out the entire inside of the injector bolt hole. So now I need to rethread that, which I just fucking pulled bolt out of this side, and now this side's fucked up. So whatever, that's the first thing. Second thing, the battery wasn't holding charge. So I thought that maybe it was because I don't have any bolts holding these terminals together, because they're so tight that I had to hammer them on with a hammer, so I figured it would be tight enough. But I had some extra terminal bolts, so I figured why not drill out the terminals enough for me to get the terminal bolts on. Well, it completely fucking broke. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. It completely fucking broke. Now, if I have a pair of vice grips on here, it does work. I did think this battery was toast, but I think it was just my jumper cable, so I had to use my girlfriend's because she has like some super high quality jumper cables. And the car turns over and it turns over. But it is now throwing a code, and probably my worst nightmare with this car, the timing is off. So the car won't start. Which I'm super glad that the car didn't start itself with the timing being off and then it like exploded, because from what I've read, this is an interference engine, which means that if timing is off and the engine runs, the pistons and the valves will collide and the engine will blow up. So I need to take the timing apart again, and then I need to, I think, put the cylinder 1 back to top dead center. So while I'm in there, I'm going to put the timing kit in there anyway, because when I did do the timing, or mess with the timing in the last video with the high pressure fuel pump, I did notice that the timing belt was extremely dry rotted, and it's about the time when you're supposed to change it anyway. So sad. I'm so fucking upset about this. The Passat will not be going to New Jersey with me. I'm leaving in 2 days to go to New Jersey, Wildwood. I go every year with my family, and this year I wanted to have my car there. I wanted to take a picture of it in front of the Wildwood beach ball sign. It's like a really popular spot for people to take pictures of the cars in front of. This year, or this year that the time that we're going is the same year as Jeep Beach, which I went to with Beep last year, and obviously Beep isn't going to be able to make it this year because she's just a fucking frame. Because she's been getting so freaking neglected, so my time has been going to this piece of shit. But yeah, so you're probably going to be getting daily uploads from me when I'm in Wildwood, so that's a good. And then once I get back, I'm gonna have to mess with this. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm pretty much gonna be throwing all the maintenance at it at once. We're gonna be doing the timing, the flywheel, and fixing the injector. And then I just hope that this car will start, because I miss driving it so freaking much. I love this car. It's such a good looking car to me. I got it exactly how I wanted it, with like how low it is, the wheels that I wanted from my first car, the headlights I wanted on my first car, and this engine is just completely fucking me. And then hopefully eventually we can get into some cool stuff, like getting a bigger turbo and a hood stack and getting some big Brembo Porsche brakes on it, because that's something that you can do with these cars. But first we have to get it running again. So this is not where I wanted to end off today's video, but it is where I'm going to be ending off today's video. Next video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be playing around with an old hobby of mine, some RC cars. But yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Peace.